Hi, so today we're going to learn about Indian Contract Act 1872, right? Okay, so Indian Contract Act. So first we should learn what is meant by contract. So according to the Indian Contract Act 1872, 2 section 2 subsection H, an agreement enforceable by law is the contract. So now we will get a doubt what is meant by an agreement and what is meant by enforceable by law. So if you understand these two words, then we know the contract definition. So contract is an agreement enforceable by law. So we need to know what is meant by agreement and what is meant by enforceable by law. Indian Contract Act 1872 again defines section 2 subsection E, every promise and every set of promises forming consideration for each other is an agreement. But what is promise? What is consideration? That we have to learn now, right? Okay, so again that also they have defined that. So 2 subsection B defined what is meant by promise. When the person to whom the proposal is made signifies his assent thereto, the proposal is said to be accepted. A proposal when accepted, it becomes promise. So all these definitions we're gonna learn by using this example. So in this example, there is a person A and B. A made an offer or proposal to B to sell his car for 50,000, and then B accepted it. B accepted it. Now we will discuss the promise definition. When the person to whom the proposal is made. So here there is a person means A here. To whom the proposal is made. To whom he made proposal, to whom A made a proposal, he made a proposal to B. So to whom the proposal is made, this is B. When the person to whom the proposal is made, so that person is A and he made a proposal to B, signifies his assent thereto. Assent means acceptancy, right? Signifies means conveying, telling. And B here signifies his assent thereto. He accepted, right? B accepted that proposal. So the proposal is said to be accepted. So if B accepts, then it will become acceptancy. A proposal when accepted, it becomes promise. So now we have learned one definition, what is meant by promise. Now we have to learn the agreement definition. They mentioned every promise and every set of promises forming consideration each other. So we'll see that again using the same example. So here A is making promise, alright? A is making promise. What promise is making? He is promising to sell his car for 50,000. and B accepting and also making one promise. What is his promise? His promise is to buy a car for 50,000. So now this 50,000 is consideration for A. So there is a consideration in the contract, right? See, A is selling his car for 50,000 and B is getting a car. Consideration is nothing but something in return. Nobody will enter into a contract for free, right? So everybody expects something out of it. Now what is A expecting? 50,000 and B is expecting car. So it has a consideration. Now let's come to this. Every promise and every set of promises. Set of promises means more than one promise. A made a promise and B made a promises, forming consideration for each other, right? So these both promises are forming consideration for each other. Then it will become an agreement, right? And if that agreement is enforceable by law, then it will become contract. Now what is this? So right now, so far we have learned what is meant by an agreement. So to know the agreement, we have seen the promise definition and agreement definition. But what is meant by enforceable by law? So enforceable by law means when a contract is created, right? A and B are trying to enter into a contract, and as soon as the contract is created, they will get their rights and obligation. B will get one right and obligation. A will also get rights and obligation. So here, what is A right? A right is here receive 50,000. Right? A is selling the car to B. So for what? For money. So A right is receiving the car, and then after selling the car, after receiving the money, he has to deliver the car. That is his obligation. And then B right is right to receive the car, and then obligation is pay 50,000. So if any one of the parties to the contract does not perform their obligation, then other party to the contract can go to the court, can file a case against them, nothing but go to the court, right? So let's just say B took the car, but he is not paying 50,000. Then A can go to the court and force him to pay 50,000, right? So A is going to the court and forcing him. So that is enforceable by what? By law. Like he's going to the court. Court is law only, right? So he is forcing him to pay 50,000. That is enforceable by law. So if any contract is enforceable by law, then it is a valid contract. So then, is there any contract which are not enforceable by law? Yes. So those contracts, we will call them social contracts, or domestic contracts. So the main thing in the enforceable by law is intention to create legal relationship. In our previous example, we have seen that A is trying to sell a car to B, and whereas if any one of the parties doesn't pay money or doesn't deliver the car, then other party can go to the court. They will go to the court, right? So that is intention to create legal relationship. But what is this social contract and domestic contract? Let's just say there is a two friends. One name is Sam and Raj, right? Now Sam is invited Raj for her birthday party. Since Raj is coming, Sam spent 1 lakh rupees on her birthday party, and finally Raj didn't show up. So Sam wasted all the money. So she filed a case against in the court. Is it valid? No, it's not valid because it is a social or domestic contract. So these are not enforceable by law. Sam cannot force him. Sam cannot force Raj. So that's why it is not enforceable by law. So if it is not enforceable by law, then it is not a contract. If it is enforceable by law, it is a contract. Alright. So in the next class, we will see essential elements of valid contract and the rules of offer and acceptance. Alright. Thanks.